When I bought my 2008 Boxster S, I was a little bit concerned that it was black. In the past, I've had a 300ZX, and I used to have this problem with the swirl paint and the spider webs. So this video is going to be 3 days, compacted down into 19 minutes of washing and detailing. And the purpose of this video is to show I'm not an expert, so I don't have a professional shop. What I'm going to do in this video is show you what I do to keep this paint in pristine condition. So it all starts with a power wash, and then I use regular dish detergent, which I've had this car for almost 3 years. This process I will do about once a year. So the first thing to note is that the reason that paint gets swirled is from washing. As you can see in this video, what I'm doing is I have a dedicated hand sponge that I only use on this car and not on any of the other vehicles. I use one simple pass after the power wash, and I'm constantly flipping the sponge back and forth and rinsing it in the sudsy water. I start from the top of the car down, so the less dirty to the more dirty, and then rinse it off with the power washer. Then I begin with the lower sections of the car, which are generally dirtier than the upper sections. And again, this is to prevent contaminants, materials, dirt and dust that's collected on the clear coat from getting transferred onto the hand pad and getting rubbed into the paint, again, which always causes swirls. The rest of the swirls, or the damage to paint, is unavoidable. That's from driving and all sorts of contaminants and stuff flying through the air, so there's no way around that. When cleaning the wheels, I use a separate cloth. Again, this is to prevent contaminants, especially brake dust, from getting transferred onto the cloth for cleaning the car. And again, a power wash, rinse it down. I use a dedicated drying towel. This towel is only used for the Porsche. The key to this is not to rub it too much. So as you see in the video here, I make large single swipes just over and down. It's sufficient to remove most of the water. The rest will dry off naturally. The point again here is not to irritate the paint or the clear coat too much by a lot of rubbing with smaller cloths. I will usually wash this cloth in a washing machine between washes in the car. As you can see here, it's important not to let the tip of the towel touch the ground. Again, that's going to pick up contaminants, and even a small little piece of dust or twig piece will cause more damage to your clear coat. Wheel drying, again, same process, but I use a separate cloth just for the wheels. And on the door jambs and the edges of the trunk and frunk, it's important to get these dried out. And again, you can see here I'm using a separate cloth because I don't want any transfer from anything that might be left on the wheels going onto the paint here. Once it's all dried out, I put it back in the garage and leave it there overnight, let it dry out completely. So IPA is a product that I mix 50-50 with water. This will remove any contaminants on the paint, and it'll remove all of the water stains. The reason that you use this is that before you start getting into using the orbital with a compound, it's important that the clear coat on your car is as clean as possible and as free of contaminants as possible. During this entire process, I will use at least 20 of these microfiber towels. It's really important that you don't cross-contaminate the towels. It's very important that you use clean microfiber cloths for all sections of this process. So now we're going to inspect the swirls. As you can see, there's a lot of damage on here. This is mostly from driving. Just the normal contaminants that we all hate to get on our black painted cars. And you'll see in a moment there will be a lot of swirl marks. This is very, very common, these spider webs on the black paint. Again, this is just from normal washing process. The goal then is to introduce you to the products that I use and the process that I use so you can remove these and get your paint perfectly shiny. So, since this is a detail, we're also going to do the blacktop and renew the color. I use this product, and I just borrow a kitchen pad from my wife and use the soft side, just a third of the pad for application. This takes about an hour. I don't tape off the whole car because I'm careful not to drip on the paint, not that it would matter because it has clear coat. So here's an overview of that process. Again, I do this once a year. I just like to tape off the edges here, the edges on the clamshell and around the doors and over the top of the windshield. There will be a before and after view coming up. So when I do this process, I do it in small square sections, going left and right, and then up and down. Left and right and up and down to make sure I get a very nice even coverage. Plastic gloves are a good idea because otherwise your fingers are going to be stained for a week. It's especially important here at the back where there's these large sections that you pick like a 10-inch square and then overlap them so that you get complete coverage. So here's a view of the top right before I washed the car. That was the earlier part of the video. As you can see, it's pretty faded looking. And here it is afterwards. It's still a little damp from the application of the blacktop restorer. So as you can see, it looks a lot better now. So now it's only a matter of removing the masking tape and allowing this to dry. I generally don't cover the car or the top until at least 4 to 6 hours. The blacktop restoration has had time to cure. So I did a lot of research looking at many expert videos, and I found what works best for me are these Chemical Guy pads and the orbital polisher. By the way, this was the first time that I've ever used an orbital polisher on a car. I've never used one before, so I was really nervous, and that's what I'm sharing with you guys. For this job, I will use 2 orange pads. Those are medium cut pads. I'll use a green pad for the more difficult areas and the white pad for polishing for the wax. These are the products that I use. The VSS product, this is a compound from Chemical Guys that I find works really well. I am very generous with the amount of VSS that I use on the pad, as you can see here. What you're seeing now is dabbing the pad onto the surface in little sections like this, just tapping it on, and then putting the orbital to speed 1 with no pressure. What you're doing here is just spreading the materials around so that they evenly cover the surface that's to be compounded. Then I turn it up to speed number 4 with moderate pressure. And again, back and forth, left and right, and up and down. Now, the thing that I love about this VSS product is that, well, it's reasonably priced. It works really well. I've actually gone through 2 bottles of this stuff in the last 3 years since I bought the car. And if you keep an eye on the material, you will see the texture and even the color of it is changing. You see that right there? So what that's telling you is it's telling you that it's almost ready to be removed. Because sometimes with polishing cars, you can over polish or over compound them, and it can actually damage your clear coat or remove too much of the clear coat. So this product, again, as I said, one of the things that I love about it is that it'll tell you when it's ready to be removed. And here we go. Again, you can see the stack of microfiber towels. I use different colored ones depending on what phase I'm in. I like these darker, slightly heavier style of microfiber to remove the compound. And then I use the yellow ones, which are even a more fine microfiber when it comes time to polishing. So again, you would just continue this process throughout the entire car. Speed 1 to spread, and then speed 4 back and forth, left and right, up and down to remove the swirl marks. So here's a comparison. As you can see, after the VSS, they're gone, and you can, quite obvious, I didn't do this side, look at all that, all the spider webs. That's just one application of VSS. That's sufficient. So rinse and repeat and do the entire car. On the trunk here, I just do 1/2 at a time. It's an easy area to reach, and it's easy to spread the material around. And if you load up your pad, you will have plenty of materials. So in this next section, we're going to do a comparison. To the left of the tape, this section has now been compounded. And as I'm moving the camera, you see it just there. You can see the line passing. It really makes a huge difference. It really brings out the shine. So again, you can see the line passing right there. So the part to the right is not compounded. The part to the left is compounded. So this is an excellent base for your polish. So now we're back to the roof. As you can see, the next day, how beautiful that looks, and in comparison to how it did look before we started. I really do like this product. Very easy to apply, and you don't need to mask off the whole car. So another example here, working on the back. Again, I'm using this 5.5. I just turn it to one side. We're getting in these slightly difficult areas through the logo. The detailing process, this is just an example of the side vents where I'm using a high quality paper towel and then removing it with yet another dry and clean microfiber towel. I pay great attention to detail because in a card, especially that's black, it's not that you can actually see it, but there's something about a really well detailed card that you understand that it's been really well taken care of. Of course, it takes time, but the finished result is quite amazing. So there are more water stains. I really have a keen eye for this. I'm using a plastic pry stick here with some compound, on that high quality paper towel, rubbing it into the areas where I just can't reach with my fingers, and then polishing it off. My car came from the factory with the GT scoop, and as you can see, it collects a lot of water stains in there. I'm going with a slightly heavier compound. This Meguiar's is slightly heavier than the VSS, but it doesn't really matter in the small area, but it seems to do a much better job than the VSS in these small, tight areas where there's a lot of very obvious water stains. And at the rear, the taillights, you can see the water stains here. Again, this is another place where I use the plastic pry stick and the Meguiar's, and it certainly takes care of the water stains. So, day 3. I use the Carnauba wax for the final finish. I will rub it on by hand, and then using the white pad on the orbital, usually just one hand on the orbital machine, there's no pressure needed here. This process goes much faster than the original compounding process. Here's another angle for you of the hood, up and down, left and right, and then removal of the wax with fresh and clean microfiber towels. When my polishing pads get old, I will use them, wear them out on the rims, on the flat surfaces with the VSS compound, and then hand apply the Carnauba wax. And here's the final result. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Please put them in the comments.